Have you ever seen an 80-year-old biking through the park, sharing vivid tales from their youth, or gardening with boundless energy, and wondered, what is their secret? Then, maybe you notice someone else, same age or even younger, moving slowly, misplacing memories, or battling endless doctor visits. And it hits you, why do some thrive while others struggle? It is not just fate or good genes. Right around 75. Your health can fork down two paths, one toward vitality and joy, the other toward decline. Here is the truth. Nearly 99% of deaths after 75 stem from just 4 preventable causes. Sounds bold, right? But here is the hope. You can sidestep these risks with small, smart choices. Whether you are 60, Chizawu, or beyond, it is never too late to shape your future. In this video, we will reveal these 4 culprits and show you practical ways to outsmart them. One of them might catch you off guard, so stay with us. If you are over 70 or cheering on someone who is, drop still thriving in the comments. Let us honor the journey and take charge of aging together. Subscribe to Elderly Philosophy, because growing older is a given, but how you do it is up to you. 1 falls. They may seem like minor mishaps, but they can rewrite your life in a heartbeat. Arthur, an 82-year-old who cherishes his daily routine of sketching birds at the park and baking bread for his neighbors. He is full of energy, always quick with a joke. One afternoon, while heading to the kitchen to grab a glass of water, his foot snags on a curled edge of the area rug. He tumbles, landing hard on his side. It is a split-second slip, but it breaks his shoulder. Surgery follows. Then weeks of recovery, pain meds, and confusion. Arthur, once a whirlwind of activity, now struggles to lift a pencil or knead dough. Within months, his independence fades, and his vibrant life dims. The painful truth: 1 fall set off a chain reaction that changed everything. Falls are not just stumbles. They are the top cause of injury-related deaths for seniors. After 75, the odds of falling climb sharply, and it is not only about getting older. Your body's balance system, once rock solid, starts to falter. Muscles weaken over time, a condition called sarcopenia. Especially if you are not working to keep them strong, bones grow brittle, particularly in women due to hormonal changes. So even a small impact can cause a fracture. A broken hip or ankle might mean weeks in a hospital bed, where complications like infections or weakened lungs can creep in. What starts as a bruise can end in losing the ability to live on your own terms. Here is a key point. Falls do not just happen to those who are already unsteady or frail. They can catch anyone, even someone as active as Arthur. The danger hides in everyday moments: a wet bathroom floor, a shadowy staircase, a stray cord across the floor, or reaching too far for a jar on a high shelf. It takes so little. A pair of worn-out sneakers, a cluttered walkway, or standing up too fast and feeling woozy. Beyond the physical toll, falls can break your spirit. They make you second-guess every step, shy away from outings, or feel like a shadow of your former self. That loss of confidence can shrink your world as much as any injury. The good news: you can stop most falls before they happen. Start by making your home a safe haven. Walk through every room and hunt for risks. Secure loose rugs with tape or remove them entirely. Clear pathways of clutter, those stacked books, or stray bags are accidents waiting to happen. Install grab bars in the bathroom, by the toilet, and in the shower. Brighten dim areas with stronger bulbs, especially near stairs or doorways. Check your footwear. Swap flimsy slippers for shoes with firm, non-slip soles. These tweaks are not about limiting your life. They are about keeping it yours. Your body needs to stay strong. 2. Building balance and muscle is like armoring yourself against falls. You do not need intense workouts. Try Tai Chi, a flowing practice that sharpens your stability like a quiet dance. Use resistance bands for gentle strength exercises to keep your legs and core solid. Even standing on one foot while holding a counter for a few seconds daily can train your balance. If a cane or walker helps, use it proudly. These are not signs of defeat, they are badges of wisdom, showing you are committed to staying upright and in control. Let me tell you about Vera, 79, a retired florist who loved arranging bouquets for her church. She tripped over a garden hose one day, twisting her ankle. It rattled her. But her son suggested a safety overhaul. They added handrails to her porch, swapped out dim lights, and Vera started a simple exercise routine with a physical therapist. She also began using a stylish cane for longer walks. A few months later, when she stepped on an uneven sidewalk, she steadied herself with ease. No harm done. Vera is still creating floral masterpieces. Thanks to those smart changes, her secret, she acted before a fall could derail her. Falls are so perilous because they can spark a downward spiral pain, hospital stays, and a fading sense of self. Yet they are also one of the easiest risks to prevent. Take control of your environment, strengthen your body, embrace tools that keep you steady. These steps are not just about avoiding a tumble. They are about safeguarding your freedom, your passions, and your place in the world. You deserve to keep exploring, creating, and living boldly. Next, we will dive into another subtle danger, one that grows quietly but can undermine your health if you are not watching. 2. Cognitive decline. It is like a thief in the night, slipping in to steal pieces of your mind before you even notice. Maria, an 80-year-old who used to run the local bakery, famous for her warm laugh and knack for remembering every customer's favorite pastry. She is still active, hosting card games and baking for her grandkids. But lately, her son notices she is stumbling over names, even those of her closest friends. At first, it is small, like forgetting where she parked her car. They laugh it off as just a quirky moment. But then Maria starts repeating the same story twice in one evening. One day, she leaves the oven on after baking, something she never used to do. These are not just senior slips. They are the early whispers of dementia, creeping in to dim her vibrant spirit. As you age, your brain, that incredible command center, starts to slow. Dementia and Alzheimer's do not strike overnight. They begin with tiny, almost invisible shifts. It might be losing track of what day it is, or struggling to recall a word mid-sentence. Over time, these gaps widen, affecting not just memory but your ability to make decisions, manage emotions, or even move with ease. Your brain is like the conductor of a symphony, guiding every part of you. When it falters, the whole performance starts to wobble. The hardest part, many people mistake these changes for normal aging. Forgetting your keys now and then is one thing, but when you cannot remember how to use them, or you skip meals because you think you already ate, that is a red flag waving high. Here is what makes this so personal. Cognitive decline does not just take memories, it chips away at who you are, your confidence, your independence, your connection to the people you love. Maria's family did not see it coming because the signs were so subtle at first. Early on, it might look like misplacing your glasses more often or asking the same question twice. But as it progresses, you might forget how to balance your checkbook, or worse, wander off and not know your way home. These moments are not just inconvenient, they can put your safety at risk and leave your loved ones scrambling to fill the gaps. But here is the hopeful truth. You can fight back. Your brain is not a fixed machine. It is adaptable. even in your later years. Let us start with keeping it active. Think of your brain like a muscle that needs a workout. Activities like solving puzzles, playing chess, or learning to strum a few chords on a guitar can strengthen those neural connections. Reading a novel, taking up painting, or even trying a new recipe keeps your mind sharp. These are not just hobbies, they are lifelines. Building pathways in your brain to keep it resilient. Connection is another powerful tool. Your brain thrives on human interaction, chatting with friends, sharing stories over coffee, or laughing at a family barbecue feeds your mind in ways medicine cannot. Loneliness is a silent enemy, speeding up cognitive decline faster than you might think. Even a quick phone call to a neighbor or a weekly game night can make a real difference. Staying woven into your community is like giving your brain a warm hug, keeping it engaged and alive. What you eat matters. 2. Your brain loves foods that fuel its clarity. Picture a plate of grilled salmon, rich in omega-3s, or a handful of walnuts sprinkled over yogurt, bright berries, leafy greens like kale, and a splash of olive oil in your cooking are like rocket fuel for your neurons. These foods reduce inflammation and support memory, helping your brain stay sharp. Try to ease up on sugary treats or heavy, processed meals that can cloud your thinking over time. And do not forget to stay hydrated. Water keeps your brain humming smoothly. The most critical step, do not ignore the signs. If you or someone you care about starts showing changes, forgetting important dates, struggling with familiar tasks, or seeming more withdrawn, talk to a doctor. Early action can slow the slide. Tests can spot issues before they grow. And treatments, from medications to lifestyle plans, can make a big impact. Catching it early gives you more control, more time to stay yourself. Let me share a quick story. Meet Henry Bassi, a retired school teacher who loved crossword puzzles. His daughter noticed he was getting frustrated. Unable to finish puzzles he once breezed through. At first, he waved it off, but she pushed for a checkup. The doctor found early signs of cognitive decline. Henry started doing brain games daily, joined a local book club, and added more fish and greens to his meals. A year later, he was not only finishing his crosswords but teaching his grandkids how to solve them. His key: he acted before the problem took root. Cognitive decline is deeply personal because it touches your identity, your story. But with awareness and action, you can slow its pace. Keep your mind active. Stay connected. Eat smart. And speak up if something feels off. These steps are not just about protecting your brain. They are about holding on to the moments that define you, laughing with your family, sharing old stories, being present. You deserve that. 3. Heart disease. Often dubbed the silent stalker, it earns that name for a reason. Meet Ellen, a 78-year-old who fills her days painting watercolors and tending her herb garden. She is the picture of vitality, always ready with a warm smile. But one chilly morning, after fetching the mail, she feels an odd flutter, like her heart is racing. She chalks it up to the brisk air or skipping her morning coffee. Over the next few weeks, her daily chores start to feel draining. She is pausing more often, catching her breath after simple tasks. Then, one quiet evening, while arranging flowers, elle collapses. It is a heart attack. The harsh reality: this was not a bolt from the blue. It had been simmering for years, unnoticed, like a storm gathering on the horizon. As you move past Septinas de Chimpanqui, your heart faces new challenges. Your arteries, those lifelines carrying blood, begin to stiffen, much like rubber hoses left too long in the sun. Plaque, a sticky blend of fats and cholesterol, starts to line their walls, narrowing the channels. Your heart, that steadfast workhorse, must pump harder to push blood through these tightening passages. The trouble is, This process is often invisible. There is no loud alarm, no clear signal shouting trouble. Instead, you get whispers, small signs you might easily dismiss. Perhaps you feel unusually tired after a short walk to the corner store. Maybe you get a touch dizzy when you rise from your chair. Or there is a subtle shortness of breath, like you cannot quite fill your lungs. Let us clear up a common misconception. Heart problems do not always announce themselves with chest pain. You might envision a gripping, movie-style heart clutch. But for many older adults, the signs are far quieter. It could be a persistent sense of exhaustion. As Ellen experienced, sometimes it feels like a mild stomach upset or a sudden loss of appetite. It might even show up as a foggy moment, where your thoughts feel jumbled for no reason. These understated clues are why heart disease so often flies under the radar. Building strength until it delivers a devastating blow. Here is the good news. You are not at the mercy of this threat. You can take the reins, and it begins with staying alert. Regular doctor visits are your strongest ally. Ask for your blood pressure to be checked. Request tests for cholesterol and blood sugar at least once a year or more. If heart issues run in your family, these numbers are like a map, showing you where your heart stands and where it needs support. Your doctor might recommend medication or suggest practical changes to keep your heart steady. Your daily habits play a starring role. 2. Start with what you eat. Your heart thrives on foods that keep it flexible and strong. Imagine a hearty bowl of oatmeal sprinkled with fresh strawberries, a colorful salad with spinach and nuts, or a serving of baked trout with a splash of olive oil. These choices help keep your arteries clear. Try to cut back on salty fries, sugary sodas, or packaged snacks with long lists of unpronounceable ingredients. Those can burden your heart, adding more strain with every bite. Movement is just as crucial. You do not need to sign up for a marathon. Aim for 30 minutes of gentle activity most days. A stroll through the park, some easy stretches while listening to the radio, or even swaying to your favorite tune in the living room can work wonders. Your heart is a muscle that craves action, hungry for oxygen to stay robust. Even small efforts, like watering plants or walking to visit a neighbor, keep your blood moving and your heart content. Here is a story to bring it home. Meet Sam, 77, a retired carpenter who loved carving wooden toys for his grandkids. He started feeling sluggish, like his spark was fading. He thought it was just the years piling up, but his wife insisted on a doctor's visit. Tests showed his blood pressure was too high. Sam began taking evening walks with his dog, traded his nightly ice cream for a handful of almonds, and followed up with his doctor regularly. A year later, he was back in his workshop, crafting with renewed energy. His secret: he listened to the early warnings and took action. The fact is, heart disease builds over time, but it can strike without warning. Those soft signals, fatigue, dizziness, or feeling out of breath, are your body raising a quiet flag. Pay attention. Act early. Every nutritious meal, every step you take, every checkup is like building a fortress around your heart. You are not just preventing a crisis, you are carving out more days for joy, connection, and the things that matter most. Next, we will dive into another hidden risk. One that can steal more than your health. It can take away your sense of self. 4. Chronic inflammation. It is like a slow-burning ember inside your body, often ignored but quietly wreaking havoc. Grace, a 79-year-old who loves her weekly knitting circle and sipping tea while watching the sunset. She is active, always sharing stories of her travels. But one spring, she catches what seems like a pesky cold, a stuffy nose, a scratchy throat. She brushes it off, thinking a few days of rest will fix it. But the cough lingers. Her energy dips, and she feels achy all over. Her son urges a doctor visit, but Grace insists she is fine. A week later, She is struggling to breathe. At the hospital, they diagnose pneumonia. Despite treatment, Grace does not recover. What started as a minor bug ended her story, the hidden culprit, chronic inflammation, weakening her body's defenses over time. After 75, your immune system is not the fierce guardian it once was. It tires more easily, less able to fend off even small infections like a cold or flu. But there is a deeper issue at play, chronic inflammation. Think of it as a low-grade fire smoldering in your body. It is not enough to make you feel sick right away, but over years, it damages blood vessels, stresses organs, and paves the way for serious conditions. It fuels heart disease, diabetes, arthritis, and even Alzheimer's. It can make your body overreact, attacking healthy cells, or underperform, letting infections take hold. When a virus or bug hits, your already strained system struggles to fight back, turning a minor illness into a major crisis. Here is what is tricky. Inflammation does not always feel like a problem. You might picture swollen joints or sharp pain, but chronic inflammation is subtler. It might show up as constant tiredness, like you cannot shake a fog. Maybe your joints ache more than usual, or you feel off without a clear reason. It can slow healing, disrupt your blood sugar, or weaken your heart. Over time, it wears you down, making every health challenge harder to overcome. Grace did not realize her body was already fighting this silent battle. So when that cold hit, it was like a spark landing on dry grass. The good news, you can douse this fire. It starts with what you put on your plate. Foods that fight inflammation are like water on those embers. Picture a grilled piece of mackerel, packed with omega-3s, or a handful of almonds tossed into your morning oatmeal. Vibrant veggies like broccoli or spinach, sweet berries bursting with antioxidants, and a drizzle of olive oil on your salad can calm inflammation. Try to cut back on sugary drinks, fried foods, or processed snacks with long ingredient lists. These can stoke the flames, making your body work harder than it needs to. Your lifestyle matters just as much. Staying hydrated is simple but powerful. Water helps flush toxins and keeps your organs humming. Sleep is another key. Deep, restful sleep is when your body repairs itself, cooling inflammation naturally. Aim for consistent rest, maybe with a calming bedtime routine like reading or listening to soft music. Stress is a big inflamer. 2. Constant worry or tension pumps cortisol, fanning the fire. Try gentle walks in the park, chatting with a friend, or deep breathing for a few minutes daily. These small acts are like a soothing balm for your body and mind. Do not skip your defenses. Either vaccinations for flu, pneumonia, and RSV are like shields, protecting your weakened immune system. If you feel off, feverish, achy, or just not yourself, do not wait. See a doctor early. Catching infections before they dig in can be a game changer. Grace's story shows how fast things can turn, but you can write a different ending by acting swiftly and staying proactive. Let me share a story. Meet Walter Boscher, a retired chef who loved perfecting his pasta recipes. He started feeling sluggish, with aches he could not pin down. His daughter pushed for a checkup, and his doctor spotted signs of chronic inflammation. Walter switched to meals with more fish, grains, and berries, started a nightly walk, and made sleep a priority. He also got his flu shot on time. A year later, when a cold went around, Walter bounced back in days, still tossing dough in his kitchen. His trick: he tackled inflammation before it could take hold. Chronic inflammation is a quiet danger because it undermines every part of your health, your heart, your immunity, even your mood. But you can manage it. Eat foods that heal. Stay hydrated, rest well, keep stress in check, and protect yourself with vaccines. Speak up if something feels wrong. These steps are not just about dodging illness. They are about keeping your energy, your clarity, and your zest for life. You deserve to savor every sunset, every laugh, every moment. Next, we will wrap up with how to tie all this together, turning knowledge into action for a stronger, fuller life. Emotional takeaway. Let us pause and let this sink in, because this is where it gets real. Aging is not just about the body, it is about the heart, the soul, the quiet moments when you wonder what is next. Maybe you have watched your partner repeat the same question 3 times in an hour, and it tugs at you. Perhaps you have seen your best friend, once so steady, lean on a wall to catch their balance. Or maybe it is you, noticing your steps are slower, your memory a bit fuzzier, and a small voice inside asks, "Is this normal? Or is something shifting?" That knot in your chest, that flicker of fear or sadness, it is valid. It is human. Aging is a journey, one that brings wisdom and joy, but also change and questions. And sometimes, it feels like you are facing a tide you cannot stop, wondering how to protect yourself or those you love when the risks feel so elusive. But here is the truth you need to hear. You are not powerless. Knowing the 4 big threats, heart disease, cognitive decline, Falls, and chronic inflammation changes everything. These are not just facts to tuck away. They are a roadmap. They turn worry into focus, fear into purpose. You are not just hearing about dangers. You are learning how to outsmart them. This is about showing up for yourself, for your family, for the life you still want to live. It is about choosing to act, even in small ways, because those actions add up to something big: more time, more laughter, more moments that matter. You notice your mom is forgetting small things, and instead of brushing it off, you gently suggest a doctor visit, or you see your dad wince when he stands, and you swap that old rug for a safer floor. Maybe you are the one feeling tired, and you decide to add a daily walk or a bowl of berries to your lunch. These are not grand gestures, they are quiet, powerful choices. They say, "I am still here, still fighting, still me." You do not need to become a health guru or overhaul your life. Just take one step, then another. Choose the stairs over the elevator. Sip water instead of soda. Call a friend to share a laugh instead of scrolling alone. These moments build a stronger you, not just in body, but in spirit. If you are caring for someone, a parent, a spouse, a neighbor, your presence is a gift. Your patience, your encouragement, even your quiet company can be a beacon in their fog. You might feel overwhelmed, wondering if you are doing enough. You are. Every time you check in, every time you listen, you are helping them hold on to themselves. And you are not alone in this. So many others are walking this path, feeling the same mix of love and worry, strength and doubt. But you are also not alone in wanting more days filled with meaning, more chances to make memories. Let me paint a picture. Think of Rose, who started feeling the weight of aging. She was scared, noticing her energy fading and her balance wobbling. But she watched a video like this one and decided to act. She started with small changes: eating more greens, walking with a friend, using a cane without shame. She talked to her doctor about her memory worries and got answers. A year later, Rose is teaching her grandkids to bake her famous cookies. Her laugh filling the room. Her secret: she chose hope over fear, action over waiting. She decided her story was not done. You deserve that kind of story. 2. You deserve to feel strong, to chase sunsets, to share hugs, to keep writing chapters filled with purpose. Your loved ones deserve it. 2. These 4 risks are not just threats, they are invitations to live intentionally. To ask that question at your next checkup, to nudge your sister to join you for a walk, to clear that cluttered hallway, to eat a little better, move a little more, connect a little deeper. You are not just adding years, you are adding life to those years. Hold this close. Aging is not about giving in. It is about showing up, braver and wiser than ever. You are not the only one carrying these hopes or fears, but you are also not the only one ready to fight for a brighter outcome. There is so much ahead, stories to tell, love to share, days to savor. This knowledge is your power. It is your spark. Use it to light the way. Whether you are aging yourself or standing by someone who is, you are seen. You are enough. And you are stronger than you know. You are here, listening, caring. And that is the first step to a life that shines, no matter the years. So, take a deep breath. Let this moment settle. You now know what you are up against. But more importantly, you know what you can do? You are not just facing aging, you are shaping it. Keep going. Keep choosing. Keep believing in the beauty of this chapter, because you are not just growing older, you are growing bolder. And that makes all the difference. In closing, 99% of deaths after 75 stem from heart issues, memory loss, fights, and inflammation. Act now, eat well, stay active, be alert. What concerns you most? Comment below. Subscribe to Elderly Philosophy for more ways to thrive. Like if this sparked hope, and type "still shining" to join our journey. Thank you for watching. For caring, you are unstoppable. Keep living boldly, and I will see you soon.